Well, one more story here, folks, and then I need to get to work. I'm building this canoe, and it's been sitting out in the shop for some time, and I'm just about getting ready to finish it. So, to finish up this morning, I want to tell you about another IP that worked for me, a fellow named Bill. I'd met Bill at Columbus Air Force Base, and we were on a recruiting trip to try to entice guys to come to Randolph as instructor pilots. And Bill had come up to me and had handed me a note with his like a resume, but it was just handwritten, which was fine. Give me a little bit of his background and so forth. So when his name came across as a volunteer, I remember that note, and I said, he probably would be a good guy to have here. So he shows up at Randolph. In the interim, I had gone to the 12th Student Squadron and became the commander. Bill came in, and after a period of 9 or 10 months, he came over to the squadron and said, sir, he says, I'm kind of stagnant down in the squadron, not moving much here or there. And he says, I wonder if you might not have a position for me. And I said, well, sure, you bet. We needed a T-38 academic instructor IP, so I hired him. So Bill comes over, does a great job, just doing a great job. And this one day he came into my office and he said, "Do you have a minute, sir?" I said, "Well, yeah, sure." So he sat down and I said, "What's up?" He says, "Well," he says, "I know you were at Stanaval before you took over the squadron." He says, "I've got a open jet this afternoon for a practice ride." He said, "I wonder if you wouldn't mind going along with me and just kind of having a look at things." I said, "Not at all. Oh, I would jump at any excuse to go fly." So Bill and I went up and flew that afternoon, and he did pretty well. But there were some things that I saw. I can't tell you what they are today, subtleties, if you will, that I saw where he could take these little things and really tweak them a little bit and probably come out with a little better grade on his evaluation. So during the debrief, I mentioned it to him. I said, "You've got that jet tomorrow for your check ride." I said, "If you want," I said, "I'll be happy to fly with you." I said, "I saw some things that we might be able to work on that would help you." And he said, "I'd love to do that." So we canceled the jet, went up the next day and flew. And then on the third day, he went and took his check ride. When he returned to the squadron after his check ride, he walked in, he had a grin ear to ear. I mean, that guy could grin no larger than what he was grinning. And when he looked at me, I said, "How'd you do?" He said, "Sir, I got the first outstanding of my Air Force career." And I said, "Boy, that sets the bar high now for you, doesn't it?" And he just was smiling so much. What he didn't know was I think I was more proud of him than he was. Here's this kid. He was a good IP, an average IP, and he walks away with an outstanding. Now, those weren't something they handed out on a routine basis. You had to work your ass off to get one. You had to know what you were doing. But I was really proud of Bill. A little bit of a sad story to this, sad ending to this story, if you will. When he completed his training or his tour at Randolph, he went back to B-52s, where he'd come from, and he was in training out at Castle. And one weekend they went off the coast, California there, went scuba diving, skin diving and scuba diving. And while he was down, he suffered an aneurysm and he died before he hit the surface. In one respect, it saddens me to tell that part of the story, but then I come back and I can still see the smile on that kid's face for that check ride. And that's what I loved doing, was working with you guys to help you become better pilots, to share what I knew. And that was an opportunity that I had where I got to see it. And boy, what a good feeling that was. So Bill, I hope you rest in peace. And God, I love flying with you. Take care.